Rating Whistler, Canada's core climbing gym. The entrance. So, this is the main climbing area. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of climbs. It's very saturated, quite similar to a Japanese gym. But this is the main bouldering area. Here you've got a slightly overhang horizontal wall. And right here, we're going to start with the spray wall. So, the spray wall. The spray wall uses the Stocked app that Australian spray walls use as well. Here is just some footage of me playing around with some V2 to V3 climbs. A spray wall is always a great addition to a climbing gym, and this spray wall had a lot of great use of volumes, really big holds, nice attractive holds, and overall it was a very large spray wall in comparison to some others in Australia. Made another V2 to V3 here. If you're ever in Canada, feel free to try it. But that is the spray wall section. The first wall we're going to look at is the slightly overhang vertical wall just here. You'll see me doing this yellow V3 to V4 climb. This is a great climb, and this ties in with some of the route setting, which is really impressive. You've got a lovely end move here with a high hill and a big-ass bump. But this was the first look of it. It's a really good wall. It's got some great climbs. You'll actually see in this clip, the wall is the same, but the routes are completely different. They actually route set or change the routes here in the week that I was there, which is quite impressive. So it's always good to know, and it's very important that a gym does change their routes quite often. The next little part of the wall is this corner side of the wall where that orange climb is placed. You'll see me doing this orange climb here. Once again, impressive climbing. This is a V3, I believe. It really shows that a lot of these climbs are very crimp related, as similar to the outdoor stuff in Canada. This next wall has some really cool angles to it. As you can see, it's two more vertical sides and then the middle part isn't. This is how they grade the climbs with those tags, just showing you that, I guess. Here is a blue V3. This was really fun. There's a really sketch last move here where my foot is hanging off a feature off the wall. You'll just see it here, it zooms in. I swear that was the scariest thing I've ever done. But yeah, once again, some cool climbs, really crimpy, not many slopers. This is another a V4 that I was projecting on one of the last days I was there trying out the gym. But because the holds are so glossy and glassy, it's hard to, have slopers and pinches because they just do not have enough friction to it, to be completely honest. This is the next section of the bouldering area, and a really cool crack climbing wall. It's got the old school North American finishes where you finish at the top of the wall with those two tags. Here's just a casual blue V3, powerful moves, and then you got that finish which we do not have in Australia where you just reach at the top of the wall. And I use the crack there, which is pretty cool. But any climbing gym with a crack is generally a really good gym because it's the fine details like that are really impressive. This next section of the wall was my favorite. It's got the most amount of climbs in my grade area, V2 to V4, maybe V5. Really cool moves on this part. You've got a lot of cut looses, powerful moves. If there was any part of the climbing gym that was more comp style, it would have been this part. I'll talk about this later, but this gym was replicating outdoor climbs. When I walked in, they said, hey, these climbs, nothing fancy. It's literally like a training place for outdoor climbs to train. And it shows with the climbs. Very old school climbing. No dynos or comps. A lot of cool footwork, drop knees, crimps, power. And that's sort of the premise of this gym. But here's some really cool moves I've put in there. Some nice climbing here. There's something funny here. I got this purple V4. A great first move, powerful cut loose. Get that foot on, bring my hand over, go out to the left. And then if you look closely here, because I'm in higher shoes, my heel actually comes off the shoe. To go for a high heel, bang. The high shoes were absolutely terrible. And you can see my sock completely out of the heel there. This is the next section. A pretty simple and short section. This is the first section I touched when I went. A nice white V3 here. Quite classic. Of course, I'm doing a V3. That is just my grade. But yeah, some cool work of that green volume. A lot of volumes on this part. A nice finish. Once again, quite a few drop knees. crimps, just the classic setting there. And here you've got the training wall, pretty simple. Weren't too many training areas, but what he meant to do was such a small gym. But at least I've got quite a bit for experienced climbers to get strong. And then down through there that's the cave section. Forgot about that. Yeah, the cave section, this is a better photo of the cave section. I didn't get any footage of me doing this, but this is just really powerful. Completely cave stuff. All heel hooks. I couldn't actually do any of them because I was in the higher shoes and I couldn't heel hook. But down through there is the next section. Another small section which has another training board. And it has quite a few slab climbs. So, the slab section. This isn't really a slab wall. It's just a vertical wall with the volumes that make it more slabby. It was quite disappointing that the gym didn't have a true slab section. However, this was the closest to it. The climbs were pretty cool. Typically on slab, you can make the most creative climbs, especially with easier grades because of the angle of the wall. But there were a couple of cool things I did here. I didn't get footage of all of it. But yeah, they've also got a training board in this area. That one right there. Also in this photo here. And you'll see some auto belays and some top rope belays. That some of the people in this photo, which I've got from Google Images because I couldn't take one. Yeah, so they've got bouldering and they've also got some quite short rope climbs, maybe 5-6 meters. These are the facilities. You've got the gyms, massive gym areas. In fact, the premise of the core climbing gym is for weightlifting and that kind of gym work rather than for climbing. This is another gym area. I mean, there are about 3 to 4 massive gym areas, 2 upstairs, 2 downstairs, cardio ones, weight ones, ones with like boxing equipment and all that stuff. I mean, really, it had everything that you wanted. You could do a climbing session and then you could hit the gym after. This is just another photo of what it looks like from higher up. These are the endings for some of the climbs. You'll see that guy holding on to the end there. They're sort of slopey, but jogs, very slippery. So it is scary if you have to go for like a big move finishing on those walls. But yeah, I thought I'd show you that. And then we're just going to go through the ratings here. I thought it's always good to go through the ratings. A 4.4 star is pretty rough. It is a gym in the middle of the snow, so what do you expect? But it was quite good. I was surprised there was a gym even there in the first place. But people really like the climbing here. You've got people giving 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. So typically the climbing got a good rating. The final review. So the setting gets 4 stars. There were no competition or dyno boulders because essentially it was just replicating outdoor climbing. So a lot of static outdoor moves with a great use of footwork and a variety of finishes. Yeah, really good setting. Loved it. The area and walls gets a 3 stars. It was quite a small area. Look, it's expected since you're in the middle of a snow mountain. However, there was no true slab wall. Just a sort of vertical wall with volumes to make it slab-like. Most of the walls were mainly a slight overhang. However, there were some very good angled walls, a nice cave section, and the features on the wall were also really good. Nice little cracks here and there. And the spray wall is a great addition, as per usual. The staff, they get a 3.5 stars. Nothing special. They were friendly. One of them were route setting as I was climbing, which was pretty cool. But they were all very relaxed and mellow. The price gets 1 star. So expensive. High shoes, really expensive. Paying for a session, really expensive. No free chalk. Look, it's expected since you are in Whistler. Everything's known to be expensive. But, oh my word, the bank account was absolutely cooked after that. Facilities get 5 stars. Brilliant gym facilities. Great actual gym working out weights area. Great cardio area. Great, boxing, general other sporting areas. I mean, the gym had it all. It kind of felt like climbing was this sort of side piece, and the main prospect of the gym was the weights area, but really, really great facilities. The safety gets 4 stars. Really nice soft mats. However, some areas there were no mats, so it was kind of sketchy if you fell in the wrong place. The holds get a 2 stars, very glossy, glassy, and slippery used holds with no friction whatsoever. There were no new holds. The occasional groupie hold, however, it just appeared they hadn't bought new holds in about 5,000 years. The vibe gets 5 stars, great vibes, really cool people climbing, a nice variety of people. Everyone was helping each other, had some really good conversations. Maybe it's a reflection upon Canadian people who are generally known for being really nice, but the vibe there was awesome. The other rating. So the other gets 3 stars. Look, there weren't any short brushes, only long brushes were given. Little things like that. They did change the routes while I was there, which is also impressive, so that gets an up mark. And the reason for the gym. Now, it's quite interesting. The gym, as I've said many times, is used for outdoor training. So the gym actually has a real purpose, so I think that's important to keep note of. Now, for the overall rating, I'm giving it a 3.6 stars or a 7.2 out of 10. Was very impressed that there was a climbing gym in that area. And for the area it was in, despite being very small, I had a great time there and I left with a smile on my face, which is always important.